First, I told him there'd be some stipulations, Ron said. Cursing wasn't so blatant as it is today, but I said that I didn't want to have that on the tune. The trend toward harsh language was certainly going in that direction back then. To play on a tune like that meant I endorsed it. The second thing I said was no drugs at the session. I never did drugs. If they were there, I'd go home. If not, then we'd get this done and have a great time doing it. 6 degrees of separation. Q-Tip recalls Ron as being very cordial, even though he knew Ron's reputation as a person who could be prickly. He didn't give Ron any instructions on how to play verses from the abstract, Q-Tip said. Ron came in the studio by himself, tuned his bass, settled in and got right down to business. He listened to the tune, wrote out some chord changes, then knocked it out. It wasn't complicated. We did a couple of passes, and I think we kept the first take. That was that. I remember it being really easy. He was maybe there just a couple of hours. Ron sat up in the control room and plugged his pickup into the control board. Q-Tip was in the studio, ready to rap the lyrics. I asked him to rap it before we recorded so I could hear the commas and the length of the sections, Ron said. I didn't need to write anything down because I could hear the tune in my head. We did a few takes where I would move my commas around to match the phrasing. I wanted to make the song have some chord changes because what I was hearing was a monotone. I said to myself, geez, how can you listen to this all day without some kind of harmony? So I tried to sneak in some chords to see if that would work. Ron wasn't sure what he was proposing would fly. All they would have to do was say, Mr. Carter, that's not working, and that would be okay. I was in their employ. They trust what I do. They can't be afraid to tell me it's not working. That way I can do it differently and make the tune better for them. That's my job. There were no complaints, so Ron left him with one instruction. He laughed when he recalled it. I told him, whatever you do, make sure the bass sounds good.